Hello, here SUVA. We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, restriction of movement for VITI LEVU. Early morning tornado wreaks havoc. And KADAVU braces for TC Herald arrival.
From the studios of FBC SUVA, Jamie Toro.
All of VITI LEVU has been placed on restricted movement due to TC Herald. National Disaster Management Director Vasiti Soko confirms the step has been taken as a precautionary measure. Soko says everyone except for emergency services are to remain in their homes. It is expected that police will monitor the movement of people and anyone found to be loitering will be arrested. Soko had earlier confirmed that Fijians evacuating due to TC Herald will be assisted by the disciplined forces. Maggie Boyle joins us live now from the National Emergency Operations Center. Maggie, what does this restriction of movement mean for us?
Good afternoon, Jamie. Well, as we know, as of this morning, we've got 1,073 evacuees now being sheltered in about 28 evacuation centres. These, of course, 22 are in the Western Division, 3, as we know, is in the Central Division, and 3 just recently opened up in the Northern Division. I have, of course, with me the NDMO Director, Vasiti Soko, who's going to tell us about the restriction of movement that's currently in place for the whole of VITI LEVU. Vasiti, tell us what this means.
Thank you. So the restrictions of movement that we are calling out or introducing as of this morning is to allow only emergency services to be using the road. This will also enable us to identify areas that have fallen trees, fallen live power lines, and remove it before the public start utilizing the road again. So as I'd mentioned, restrictions on public movement until 8 p.m. And only emergency services are allowed to be on our roads.
Director, we've already had considerable reports of damage coming through as a result of TC Herald. Tell us about the height of this severe storm and also what can people expect in the coming hours.
Okay. As we speak, we are currently feeling the wrath of TC Herald with a lot of strong winds, heavy rainfall. We have reports coming in now of debris flying. And therefore, we continue to ask the general public to please stay indoor. We are still expecting more to come. Also, in anticipation of the high tides coming in, we ask the public to please remain indoor and also only move if there is a need to move to the evacuation center. You'll probably be seeing it already in the social media about the devastation that TC Herald has already incurred. And therefore, we continue to stress the need to actually stay home unless you move to the evacuation center.
And just lastly, of course, a reminder that the emergency lines are open at 915, and a reminder to stay home. Essential services. The restriction is VITI LEVU wide. Director, do you want to add anything else to that, and what's the messaging that you're putting out there?
Same messages we've been stressing when TC Herald was anticipated to come through Fiji. Please stay home. 915 is the number to call. And also ensure that those living with disability and the children at home with you are safe.
Jamie.
Thank you, Maggie. Strong wind from severe tropical cyclone Herald continues to batter Nandi. A number of houses can be seen secured tightly, with people also putting up cyclone shutters. A few people could still be seen moving around, but police are also patrolling the streets. Nandi is also without electricity from last night. FBC News also noticed that a number of places in Nandi that usually floods, like Nawaka, Nandi Town, Narewa Junction and Navakai, are not. A fallen tree has blocked access into Navodi village in Nandi from the Matinta side. The road is a link to Nandi Town for people traveling through Namaka and Matinta. Shops in Nandi Town are also closed. Our West reporter Felipe Nakaso joins us live now from Nandi. Felipe, what's the latest weather forecast?
Yes, Jamie, in a couple of hours ago, Nandi has been battered by strong winds from tropical cyclone Herald. The only good thing is that the rain has just been occasioned at times for majority of people in Nandi. I also have with me here the director Fiji Met, Mr. Misaele Funaki, who will tell us a bit more about the current weather situation. Mr. Funaki, just for now, for the next couple of hours, I might say, and also for tomorrow, what can Fijians expect?
Well, as we speak, and as you can see from the radar image, the center of severe tropical cyclone Harold is moving over the southern part of KADAVU, mainly the province of LEVU, and as it continues to move southeastwards, it is expected to lie within the Fiji waters for at least till midnight tonight. And then from there on into the early hours of tomorrow morning, it will exit the Fiji waters as it moves on towards Tonga.
So Fijians can be expecting more strong winds and even rain from now until tomorrow?
It depends on how far you are located from the center of the system. For those who live along KADAVU and the greater part of the southern Lau group, they should be expecting the winds to pick up as the system comes closer to them. But for those who are on the western part of Fiji, gradually they'll feel that the winds will change direction and will gradually ease. But that will likely happen from midnight tonight and into the early hours of tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Felipe. Many residents in the Central Division were woken up this morning by a tornado that destroyed properties and schools. In Nakasi, a family is now worried about their next meal and where to sleep tonight following the terrifying experience. Aquila Dama reports.
A family's years of sacrifice went up in the air in just 3 minutes this morning in Nakasi.
It happened earlier around 4. We were sleeping. Actually, we were in the sitting room. We were sleeping there, and suddenly it started with the strong winds and the rain. And then our team started coming up. And then suddenly we just pulled up our kids, and then it was just a nightmare.
Pile's husband managed to put a roof above their heads not too long ago.
Now it was still been, so we have to shift it in and then it's gone.
About 400 meters from the Piles is Bawani Dayal Area College, which was not spared this morning. Nakasi resident Zahid Hussein described this morning's experience frightening.
No, it's not a cyclone. I never experienced it. That's why I told you, I never experienced it. It was not. It's like what we heard from Nasori, Tornado hit something like that. I think that was the same thing happened in 9 miles area.
Hussein and fellow residents of Nakasi had to empty the damaged classroom this morning. The tornado may have just lasted 3 minutes, but it left quite a mark. And for some, like the Piles, it will leave a lasting impression. Aquila Dama, FBC News.
The people of KADAVU have started to feel the effects of Tropical Cyclone Harold. Nassau village Turangnikoro Waiselenanga says the island has been experiencing heavy rain and strong wind from last night. Nanga says 4 evacuation centers have been set up in Nassau village and one of it is occupied by 4 families. Nanga adds the DISMAC officials are on the ground monitoring the situation. Fijians in the greater SIGATOKA area are also experiencing strong winds and heavy rain. Nawamangi villager Apaitia Nareki says the wind picked up at about 9 a.m. while heavy rain has been continuous since last night. Nareki adds their farms are likely to be ruined.
Right now we are watching at how the strong wind, which picked up this morning, is battering the SIGATOKA area. We have faced challenges with some of our businesses due to COVID-19, and now with TC Harold, our main mode of sustenance is ruined, which is agriculture.
More than 40 people are now taking shelter at 2 evacuation centers in Navua. 13 evacuees are at the LDS Church in Dalia, while 35 are at Vashist Muni Primary School. These numbers are expected to increase by this afternoon. A number of shops closed early in Navua after the wind started to pick up at around 10 a.m. People who were shopping were seen rushing back home. Police have also beefed up patrols. Up ahead, man caught hiding in vehicle to cross Nausori border and businesses told to close early.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
A man has been taken into custody for allegedly trying to take advantage of the current situation to breach the SUVA lockdown restrictions. Police say the man was found hiding in a vehicle that was supposed to cross the border at the railway bridge in Nausori to deliver essential items. The officers at the Nausori border were supposed to change shift when they saw the suspect hiding at the back of the vehicle. Meanwhile, 51 people were arrested last night. 32 were arrested for curfew breaches, 17 for social gatherings, while 2 people were arrested for breaching self-isolation. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Ngilio says as Fiji is facing the impacts of Tropical Cyclone Harold, Fijians must assist police by adhering to both the COVID-19 and weather advisories, as complacency could cost lives. He says officers manning the SUVA lockdown restrictions are on high alert as they are aware some will try to take advantage of the weather situation. The police commissioner has warned that they will not take these breaches lightly. A handful of supermarkets were open in SUVA this morning. Some people were seen doing last-minute shopping, but these businesses were advised to close early. A few restaurants were also open but had to close as there were no customers. Police are patrolling the city and Fijians are being told to go home. Kelly Vadala has been out and about in the capital city. Kelly, how have people reacted to the TC Herald advisories?
Jamie, there is absolutely no movement here in SUVA. Police are patrolling the streets of SUVA to ensure that Fijians adhere to the directives that is in place. Now, SUVA has become a ghost town. Earlier today, we went to the SUVA market. Vendors have been told to pack up their stuff and leave as we start to feel the impact of Tropical Cyclone Harold. Also, we went to the SUVA bus 10 earlier this morning, and it's deserted. Actually, the last bus service was at 10 a.m. Jamie.
Thank you, Kelly. Still with SUVA, market vendors were this morning advised by the SUVA City Council to pack their produce and leave. In an effort to ensure the safety of all Fijians, the market master ordered his officers to ensure vendors adhere to the directive. For many of these vendors, it was a day wasted traveling long hours and not being able to earn enough.
We were told to move from here. They told us we can't sell anymore. It's because of the cyclone.
We have to follow directives even though we feel that our efforts coming here this morning has been wasted. But it's for our own good. We are just packing our stuff now to go home.
The market master announced that we should leave now because it seems like the weather is getting worse. We packed some of our produce, but we'll have to leave the rest here in SUVA.
Only a handful of shops were open in LABASA town today. Businesses were advised this morning by the LABASA Chamber of Commerce to close by midday due to the adverse weather. Most shops remained closed since the morning with shutters already put up. Chamber President Satish Kumar says businesses have to close early as their workers' safety is a priority. Kumar has also urged business owners to ensure their properties are secured. Not many people were seen in LABASA town today. Occasional heavy rain and gusty winds are being experienced in LABASA since this morning. A cyclone warning remains in force for the southern parts of VITI LEVU from Momi through to the Coral Coast to Pacific Harbour, Benga, Vatulele, KADAVU, Matuku, Watoa and Onoilau. A storm warning remains in force for the rest of VITI LEVU, Lomai VITI, Moala, Totoya, Vanua Vatu and the rest of the Southern Lao Group. A gale warning remains in force for Yasawa and Mamanuda Group, the rest of Lao Group, Vanua Levu, Tabiuni and nearby small islands. A strong wind warning remains in force for the rest of Fiji. A damaging heavy swell warning remains in force for Yasawa and Mamanuda Group, western and southern coasts of VITI LEVU, Vatulele, Benga, KADAVU, Moala Group and Southern Lao Group. And a heavy rain warning remains in force for the Fiji Group. That's your FBC News Now. You can join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. But until then, we will have hourly news updates on all FBC radio stations, including Gold FM, Bula FM, Mircha FM, Today FM, Radio Fiji 1 and Radio Fiji 2. The latest developments and advisories in regards to COVID-19 and TC Herald will be available on the FBC News website, fbc.com.fj. From the team and me, stay safe, stay at home, and good afternoon.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.